conference assist leader. What makes a great playmaker?
Well, look at Brian Anderson doing his homework on his partner here. I think, obviously, you have to have some vision. You've got to have a handle to be able to get to the spots you want to on the floor, to deliver the pass at the appropriate angle. But maybe most importantly, you have to have a desire to make your teammates better.
So a look at our starters for the Wizards. Bilal Coulibaly out there with Jordan Poole. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then there's Sarr. And it's Champagnie at the power forward position.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Well, a careless foul. That'll send him to the line for 3 free throws.
Intelligent play by Middleton. Now, he does what he can to ensure he gets fouled while in the act.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Barnes, it's good.
This is a huge part of Scotty Barnes' development. Can he knock down the long ball?
Now here's Poole. And about a minute gone in the first quarter. Here's Middleton. Rebound Toronto.
And it didn't fall, but still a great look.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Oh, the athleticism of Ingram. Exceptional at skying up for slams.
Here's Champagnie. Sinks the tray.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Barnes with a screen on Middleton. And here's Ingram from the arc. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Poole shot is off. The Raptors have gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp. Ingram on the wing. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. 5 on the clock. The 3-ball. Rebound by Middleton. Washington has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Sarr misses. Toronto has gone 3 for 5 from deep so far in this matchup. Again, the miss by Ingram. The Wizards have gone 1 of 5 to start things off. Champagnie wasted no time with that shot, but it's off the mark. Toronto shooting right around 57%. Very efficient so far in the first. Dick, the pass to Ingram. And again, no good by Toronto. And it's Poole with the ball for Washington. It's a 5-point game. After a trade to New Orleans back in 2019, Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer, Grant.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive, too.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Manuel quickly is the lead guard for the Raptors, and he said, I'm still learning when to be ultra aggressive and when to get my teammates involved. The balance of it all while playing defense at a high level. It's a lot, but I'm having fun learning all of it because this is what I wanted, to be challenged. Brian?
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thank you. Champagnie shot is off.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
And here's Ingram from the arc. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Toronto leading by 5. From behind the arc. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
It hasn't been all bad shots for him, but you wouldn't know that looking at his percentage from the field.
Here's Toronto with the ball. The 3 is up. He can't get it to go.
The green light they gave him early should probably turn red. He needs to get others involved.
Here's Coulibaly. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it.
I mean, the versatility of Middleton. Not just a scorer, also a solid passer and distributor.
And here's Ingram outside. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Ingram's got 11 points.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Here's Coulibaly. No good with the triple. Here's Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
You see the strength of Scotty Barnes on that drive. If he creates momentum, you better look out.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Poole finds Middleton. Back to Poole. Here's Sarr. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim.
If that jumper could become a consistent option for Sarr, he's going to be a dangerous player in this league.
Pass to Ingram. Lets it fly. Can't get it to drop.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
A big-time effort for Brandon Ingram, providing a lot of energy for... If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for Toronto.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
They've got Walter, and it's Mobo in at the 4. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Sends it home from three-point land.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Well, it was a tough season for the Washington Wizards, Grant. A franchise-low 15 wins.
You know, B.A., it started with trading away their star, Bradley Beal, before the season. But I like their new direction, prioritizing the future and developing talent.
Toronto leading by 3. Pass to Barrett. From outside the arc. A rebound by the Wizards. Holmes has got 4 rebounds in the game. Smart right side. And he's off from 17. Here's Toronto with the ball. Here's Shed. From outside, off the mark. From deep three-point range. Pass to George. Here's Carrington. No points yet. The shot is good, and this game is back to even.
Boy, major defensive lapse on that trip, leaving him all alone in three-point territory, and he drills it.
Connects from downtown.
Wow, the answer from R.J. Barrett. That three-point big-time delivery.
Kispert outside. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. And it's Smart missing.
Absolutely tenacious guy. Stuck right on him defensively. Bothered that shot.
The Wizards trail by 3. Pass to Carrington. Takes a 3. And it's Toronto with a rebound. And a fast break now for the Raptors. Here's Walter. The layup off target. Washington shooting a tough 22% from the field so far. No one covering. George has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
And it's Smart missing. For Toronto, they've got nothing to go out of 5 attempts so far this quarter. Here's Barrett. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. Barrett's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, this is what Barrett does best. A talented scorer who keeps things simple on the offensive end.
Pure from three-point range. Toronto trailing. We've got 1:48 left in the first half of basketball. Barrett can't hit. Kispert into the lane. Kicks it to George. Here's Holmes. That won't fall. Can't drop his first one.
Hard to turn down a look that good. Still, long twos are losing favor, and misses like that are the reason why.
And for Washington, they're shooting just 27% in the second quarter. There's the drive. Pass to Carrington. Lets the 3 fly. They grab their own miss. The 3. That shot missing.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Shot is good by Barrett.
Well, you've got to be shot ready in catch-and-shoot situations, and we know RJ's got a quick trigger.
Kispert outside. From the top of the key, he buries it. Kispert's got 5.
Oh, what a crafty move, causing the defender to pause right there.
Here's Barrett. And it's Barrett again missing. 32 seconds left in the half. Three-pointer Kispert sinks it from distance. Now it's a 3-point Washington lead.
Marcus Smart does a little bit of everything. You love to see him sharing the rock.
Lobo can't hit. And Washington shooting a very low 27% so far in this one. Smart for 3. And again, Washington with a triple. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Barrett. Shot to stop the run. Drills it from deep. He's got 11.
And talk about payback. He hits the revenge triple.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire. A little bit of pride at stake.
A big-time effort from Corey Kispert, providing a lot of energy for Washington. And that quarter was all about him, leading the comeback charge. Now they're up in this one. We'll be right back after this word. After a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Washington leading by 3. Something this Raptors team does very well is move the ball doors.
Yeah, B.A., this is an unselfish group of guys. They like moving the basketball, getting everybody involved. Amazing when a team has everybody touch it, how good it feels.
Checking out the group for Brian Keefe to start the second half. We've got Jordan Poole. He's out there with Bilal Coulibaly. Chris Middleton is out there with Sarr. And it's Champagnie at power forward. Poole outside. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Poole. 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. Rebound Toronto. Hurdle's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Now here's Dick. Middleton covering. Here's Pirtle. Oh, deflected. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Here's Ingram. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And Grant, when you play the Wizards, you better be ready to run.
B.A., they like to speed you up. They force you to play at their pace. And on the flip side, that gives you open floor opportunities as well.
And if you're a longtime Washington Wizards fan, you have to be pining for the glory days, Doris.
And think how far back those glory days were, the 1970s. Back then, they made 4 finals and won 1 championship. But since that point, B.A., they haven't even made a conference finals. And yet again, they are in a rebuild. Incredible.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Wizards last season, for the first time in a long time, hitting the reset button. A losing record, no surprise, but they're trying to build something from the ground up. Enough of treading water in the middle, Brian. They're 45 straight seasons without hitting 50 wins, the longest such streak in NBA history.
Ooh, not good there, Allie. Thank you. Ingram against Middleton. There's the triple, and play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Raptors trail by 3. Here's Ingram. Here's Pirtle. Pass to Ingram. Kicks it out to Barnes. Back to Ingram. Let's go with a three, and the three-pointer goes. Ingram's got 16 points.
Yeah, the fluid shooting motion of Ingram makes him a real threat to knock down these corner triples.
Here's Sarr for three. It's rebounded by Dick. Poole against Quickly. Dick, the pass to Ingram. Here's Pirtle. Quickly with the ball. Pass to Ingram. Fires from deep. Outside Barnes. Quickly, left side. And here's Ingram from the arc. Again, the miss by Ingram.
This has not been his best quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Washington again can't hit. And so Quickly will bring it up for the Raptors. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Barnes the screen, and here's Ingram from the arc. Second chance effort. Launches it. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
He just keeps firing from distance. I know he's trying to heat up, but at what cost?
Poole, the pass to Middleton. Shoots over Barnes. And again, Washington, no good. And for the Raptors, they're shooting a low 31%. Their offense is lacking. They now take the lead. Ingram's got 19 points.
Look at how smooth Ingram's shot is. Hard off the pass, he puts up a silky jumper.
You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Drains the triple.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Quickly finds Ingram. Puts up a three. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
To stop the drought. And it's Toronto with a rebound. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. And the whistle blows on a backcourt violation, but over and back. We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Poole, the pass to Sarr. It's Middleton on the wing. And here's Poole. Jacks up a three. He buries it from three. Middleton's got 9 points.
Now, if you're the defense, you can't allow Middleton to heat up out there. I mean, he can be so efficient from long range.
Barnes with a screen on Middleton. And here's Ingram from the arc. A big-time effort for Brandon Ingram, providing a lot of energy for Toronto. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Emmanuel Quickly is out there with Grady Dick, and it's Ingram in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Pass to Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Barnes the screen. And here's Ingram outside. Oh, again, Toronto with a triple.
Defensive mix-up there. He's the last guy you want to leave open.
Poole against Quickly. Kicks it out to Middleton. The 3 is up. Rebound, Toronto. Dick's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Ingram. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to Middleton. Fires for 3. Another miss by Middleton.
And guys, this has got to be more of a team effort. Right now, he's playing all for himself.
Ingram deciding where to go with it. Misses the three. The Wizards trail by 9. Here's Koulibaly. It's deflected, and they get it back. Sarr passes to Middleton. Here's Sarr, covered by Pirtle. Sarr misses.
All by himself, trying to step up. He's got to be frustrated with the miss.
And here's Ingram from the arc. Sarr pulls it in. Sarr's got rebound number 8 now. Here's Koulibaly. Washington again can't hit.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Here's Champagny. No good, and they can't put it into the drought. Raptors lead by 9. Barnes with a screen on Middleton, and here's Ingram from the arc. It's rebounded by Washington. Champagny's got 5 rebounds tonight. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Launches it. Poole shot is off.
Simply put, a bad shot, guys. They all know they can get a better look than that.
And here's Ingram from the arc. It's rebounded by Washington.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Raptors.
What a performance for Beyond the Arc in this game. They stuck to their guns, and it's paid off all game.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
And here's Ingram from the arc. Toronto the rebound. Outside Dick. Goes back up. And it's Poole with a rebound. Poole's got his 4th rebound in this one. Lets it go from deep. We get it again. Pass to Sarr. Poole against Quickly. Stolen by Quickly. Outside Barnes. There's the 3. Buries it from 3. And the Raptors lead by 11.
Coming down the stretch, they've leaned on the perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
On target from range.
And talk about payback. He hits the revenge triple.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire. A little bit of pride at stake.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Here's Koulibaly. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Toronto's gone 4 of 9 from three-point range in the 4th.
Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Raptors.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Brandon Ingram.
So impressed with his performance today. He was confident, he was composed, and the defense just didn't know how to adjust.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
32 seconds left in the final quarter, and it's Koulibaly missing. Don't do anything silly, just ride out the clock.
Yes, if they take their time and execute, the game is all theirs.
And it's in there.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Now here's Poole. The Raptors winning this one easily. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing it.
But eventually, I'll get there. I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake.
defense.
Well, that's usually the best way to attack, especially against good defenses. Ball movement moves the defense, and when you've got the defense on the move, that's when you can break them down and get high percentage shots. It takes patience. It takes unselfishness.
It seems to be the most efficient way, doesn't it?
It does, especially against really good defenses.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Ricochet in its small forward.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite three-point shot.
Pass to Ingram. Poke loose. On the wing, Barnes. Lets it go with the three. Out to Ingram. Takes the three. Nailed from three-point land.
Silky three-point shot by Ingram. Just goes to the arc and knocks it down.
Young pass to Okongwu. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, and when you're hit, you gotta hit back.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
The Hawks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Both shots good from the stripe. And the defense of this Raptors team, Craig, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
That bucket in no time at all. Ingram's got 6.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And here's Young from the arc. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ingram outside. Pass to Dick. Back to Ingram. Shoots the 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And this is Ingram's attitude. He's ready to fire away as soon as the ball hits his hand.
Young for 3. Buries it from three-point range.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Chalk up 2 there.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Young from outside. And Pirtle pulls it down. Here's the Raptors with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run. And that one's good. Ingram.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, "We're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on." Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. Here's Ingram, following the basket by Trae Young. And that one drops.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
Toronto leading by 11. Pirtle kicks to quickly. Off target from three-point range.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Back to Young. The Hawks working the ball around. Cranes it from beyond the arc.
A true highlight of Ricochet's game, his ability to just knock it down from beyond.
Out to Ingram. Fires for 3. Ingram can't get that one to fall. The Hawks trail by 8. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. On its way from Young for 2. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Scotty Barnes picks one up.
Tight little up fake there. Young using it to create contact, and we know he's a terrific free throw shooter.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
For 3, Ingram, offensive rebound. Quickly finds Ingram. And again, no good by Toronto. Young for 3. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Toronto.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And something else that's working for them is ball movement. A lot of their points so far have come as a result of smart plays.
They've got R.J. Barrett. Walter out there with Robinson. And it's Mobo in at the 4 spot. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. The Hawks trail by 6. To the left wing. Here's Niang. It's deflected. For 3, Barrett. Pass to Walter. From past the arc. And again, Toronto no up. Atlanta's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And this past offseason stand was pivotal for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they've been at a crossroads, Kevin, every offseason since their Eastern Conference Finals run in 2021. But after missing out on the playoffs last season, changes seemed inevitable.
The Hawks have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Beyond the arc. Niang, no good. Raptors leading by 6. Here's Mobo. And a miss there on the triple. Atlanta is shooting a pretty pitiful 25% in this game. Offensively, they can't get anything going. On the wing, man. Pass to Bufkin. Back to man. Now Niang drills it from outside.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Yeah, the score is also the result of quality defense. These teams are almost doing more on that end.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on them now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of it.
On the 3 off target. And Barrett has got the ball here for the Raptors. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
Here's Barrett following the 3 by Atlanta. Jacks up a 3, and that one goes. First for him tonight, 1 for 8. And Greg, you think about what they call, quote, a why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Now, man, after R.J. Barrett's 3-pointer that didn't go. Here's Shed, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Back to LeVert. Pass to Niang. Here's the 3. Walter pulls it in.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
Here's Niang after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. The Hawks again can't hit.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
The Hawks trail by 9. On the wing, man. To halt the run. He doesn't hit that one. After shooting in the second quarter has been pretty embarrassing, just 27%. Onside, Barrett. Second shot opportunity. Count the basket. Barrett's got the lead up to 11 now for the Raptors.
Can't allow Barrett that kind of positioning. He's just too skilled at finishing, even when you try to get physical with him.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Down he goes. Nice one there from Niang.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Barrett inside the three-point line. Barrett with another miss.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Here's Niang. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Toronto in the... Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Fans, direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot drop. They're thinking about the shot.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Brandon Ingram has been sensational.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first 2 quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. The front court is Rizushea and Johnson. Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's Okongwu in at the 5 down low. Pass to Johnson. Back to Young. Now, here's Okongwu. Rizushea wide open. Another 3 for Atlanta.
A catch-and-shoot specialist. Rizushea thrives in that role.
Barnes. That one goes in. The Hawks trail by 4. With every passing season, Quickly's role seems to expand.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he's had to prove himself over and over. And now that he has, I don't think you find nearly as many doubters as he had when he first came into the league.
Young from outside. Offensive rebound. Launches a 3. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 8 rebounds in this game. A 3 from Quickly. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Young against Barnes. The Hawks again can't hit. Toronto leading by 4. Young with the steal. There's the 3. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
That's his first personal foul.
And Young, such a clever shooter. He makes sure to get himself a foul while putting up the shot.
And he nails the 3rd. Toronto, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Drills the 3-pointer.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Now, here is Young. Brandon Ingram missing his last shot. Quickly with a wide open look. And again, no good by Toronto. And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on an 11-2 run. And here's Young from the arc. Another miss by Young. Toronto trailing. And here's Ingram from the arc. Rebound Atlanta. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. It's Young on the wing, quickly covering a 3-ball. And Trae Young hits from deep. Young's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Nice and composed on that 3 there. Trae giving his fundamentals all of his attention.
Barnes can't get it to go.
And I like the bold move of going right back at him to return the 3, but he just couldn't get it to go.
It's a close game here in Toronto. Quickly, that's for 2. And the Raptors miss again.
That wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League. And now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been. And he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. And the Raptors with the ball. 7-point differential. Here's quickly. And yes, it's good.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Pass to LeVert. Niang with the ball. Puts it up. Capella, the pass to LeVert. Lob pass to Capella.
Just has a nose for the ball. Capella skilled at gaining ideal position for those offensive rebounds.
It's Dick on the wing. Good on the 3-point shot. Dick's got 6 points.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Man in the corner. And stolen by Barnes. Now the Raptors moving it up. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Ingram wide open. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
And known for the jump shot, Ingram needs to keep firing away with confidence from that spot.
Here's Man. A 3-pointer off the mark. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go. For the lead. And again, Toronto with the triple.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
Yeah, you can see it in the hustle stat. These guys have come out with a different mindset and seem much more motivated here.
And at the close of the 3rd quarter, still a close game and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Raptors lead by 1. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Emmanuel quickly out there with Dick. And it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Back to Barnes. Pirtle up top. For 3, Ingram. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Young way outside. And it's Toronto with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points. No coverage that time. And the Raptors lead by 4.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the 3 in transition.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
No doubt how much those boards impact the overall outcome. You can't give them extra chances.
Easy to admire Young's confidence. Knows he has the ability to drain it from way outside. Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Young, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Pass to Barnes. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by the Hawks. Johnson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Okongwu with the screen for Young. Puts up a deep 3. And Pirtle pulls it down. Down low. Back to Dick. From deep. Rebounded by the Hawks. Daniels has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here's Young from the arc. Again, Young missing.
Just too many missed threes for him tonight. He must be sharper here down the stretch.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot.
Good! Oh, what a shot!
Oh my gosh, he made that?
Fires the 3. Okongwu grabs the board.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Young with no one around. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. A 3 from Quickly. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now
2 minutes remaining in regulation time.
Young outside. That 3 off the mark.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
The Hawks trail by 4. And a deep 3 from Young. The Hawks again can't hit. The Raptors shooting just 30% from the field here in the 4th. Pass to Dick. Daniels with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Young fires away from outside. And here we go. Fast break. Barnes has got it. Quickly against Young. From outside the arc. Traps in the tray. Young's got 30.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Here's Ingram. Rebound by the Hawks. Young taking his time here to take the lead. 52 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Brandon Ingram. And here's the fast break. A 3 from Quickly. Laces one from 3.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Shea with the steal. Pass to Young. Puts up a deep 3. Wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
First game foul.
The second one drops, and that brings them within 2 here.
Taking 3 shots.
And so he's good on all 3 free throws, and that narrows the gap to 1.
Well, make no mistake, this is exactly who they want at the line in this situation.
Tick in the corner. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Fires for 3. Doesn't go that time. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Okongwu with the screen on Quickly. Young for 3. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. Ends with a big win by Toronto in a tight game.
assist.
Those are some of the better teams to play for and are the most dangerous in terms of setting up your scheme defensively. Coaching staffs have a really hard time trying to get their team ready against an opponent that moves the ball as often as both of these teams do tonight.
And now the Atlanta Hawks starters. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's Ricochet in at the 3, the small forward. Young misses.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Inside. Poole from long range. Okongwu with the rebound. Outside Young. The 3 is up. And it's Young again missing.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one. That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
The kick out to Young. There's the triple. Hits the three-pointer.
Undeniable range. Young is going to pull up the moment he gets any angle out there.
And you look at the history of the Hawks. Brent, they've won 1 NBA championship. That was back in 1958.
Yeah, B.A., tough for people in Atlanta to even recognize that because the team wasn't there in 58. They were in St. Louis, and they were led by the great Bob Pettit, who was one of the first really impressive, agile big man of his era.
Now here's Young. They get it back. Another shot. And the jumper is on the mark. Young's got 5 now.
How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
Pass to Coulibaly. Fires the 3. And again, Washington, no good. The Hawks have gone 2 for 7. A sluggish start. Knocks down the long J.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
From deep, Sarr. Rebounded by Daniels. On offense, here are the Hawks. It's been 8 unanswered for them. Young, the pass to Johnson. Outside Young. The kick out to Johnson. To the inside. Back to Young. The 3. And it's Young again missing.
The green light they gave him early should probably turn red. He needs to get others involved.
And that one's good. Coulibaly. Coulibaly's gotten his 2nd bucket of the game.
Middleton right now seeing the floor and delivering the ball well to his teammates. Good at finding the open man.
Jordan Poole. First personal foul. First team foul.
Young way outside. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Washington has gone just 2 for 6 from the arc here in the first. Champagnie. No good on the 3. The Hawks leading. And as Chris Middleton has gotten older, Brent, he's had to battle a number of injuries.
Yeah, no doubt this is what happens to an aging player. And for Middleton, they seem to just be compounding. The tough thing for the squad that he plays with is just how reliable and important he's been in the biggest moments. So he gives them confidence. He needs to find it back in his own body.
Now here's Young. He's got 5. Pass to Okongwu. Back to Young. Fades and shoots. Rebound Washington. Middleton with it. Now Okongwu defending. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Earlier, I spoke with Brian Keefe. I asked him about how difficult it is to game plan for someone like Trae Young, and Coach said to me, I told our players to play up on him. The more he moves and runs around, the more likely he is to get into a rhythm, so we need to stay aggressive against him. Sounds like this might be a very physical game, guys.
And Allie, thanks. The Wizards shooting an unremarkable 30% in the first. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. The 3-pointer off the mark.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Now here's Young. And it's Young again missing.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
From deep 3-point land. Young missing again.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Sarr misses. Tie game in Washington. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And taking a look at Washington's performance here. Guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
It felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to keep trying to feed that, get out quick.
George out there with Corey Kispert. Then there's Marcus Smart. Then it's Rashawn Holmes. And it's Carrington in at the 2. That's the group for Washington right now. With the Bradley Beal trade, Washington made it clear they were going in a new direction, Brent.
Yeah, it felt like the Wizards were stuck in the Delaware just a little bit. They won 34 or 35 games for 3 straight seasons, and trading away Bradley Beal was an admittance to, hey, we've got to start over. We've got to do something to get some younger players in here on the roster and give us some flexibility. The future is now for the Washington Wizards.
The Hawks lead by 3. Takes the 3, and Atlanta hits again from deep.
And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
The Hawks have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Puts up a deep 3. The rebound by the Wizards. Smart for 3. The shot won't fall. Atlanta's gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Lets the 3 fly. Capella, the pass to Niang. Here's Buffkin. From deep. Niang, no good.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
3-pointer Kispert. The Wizards with another miss. Pass to Niang. On the wing man. The 3. It's rebounded by George. The Wizards trail by 6. Shoots over Capella. And again, Washington, no good. Here's Atlanta with the ball. They lead by 6. That's their biggest margin. Nails it from 3.
That's a big make for LeVert. Should help his confidence.
Smart for 3. And Smart nails the triple.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the 3-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Washington has gone just 1 of 6 from the perimeter here in the second. And again, Washington with a triple. Well, Brent, as you know, finding success in the NBA is largely dependent on the situation.
BA, you're hitting the nail on the head. You can't get frustrated as a player, especially a young one that comes into the league and doesn't have an opportunity right away to play. You got to work on your skills, stay confident, and at some point when you get your opportunity, whether it's the team you're with or in a trade, you're going to have a chance to show that you belong in the league.
And even though he couldn't send the shot back at him, he certainly altered it.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Offensive rebound. There's 1:34 left in the second. LeVert, that's good.
A good shooter with a smooth stroke. LeVert's ability to hit shots can take him very far in this league.
Smart passes to Holmes. To the middle. Back to Kispert. 3-pointer. Nails it from beyond the arc. Kispert's got his first 3 points of the game.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Niang outside. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Washington. Holmes has got 5 rebounds tonight. Smart passes to Kispert for 3. Pass to Carrington. Takes a 3. The rebound by the Hawks. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. It's scooped up on the wing man. Let's go with a 3. Now Levert fires the 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Man's got 6. 16 seconds left in the first half.
The smart play. Wait and take the final shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Pass to Niang. Up in time. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. They've been aggressive in transition and find themselves. Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Boy, you got to like what we're seeing from Karis LeVert.
There's virtually nothing you can do to stop him. I mean, you can't even contain him. He's been that great.
I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder. Risache and Johnson, they're the forwards. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's a Kongwu in at the 5, roaming the paint. Well, Brent, since 1980, the Wizards have had home court advantage in the playoffs just one time.
BA, do you want to have anything that you want to share that's positive about the Wizards? I mean, this team has not made it out of the second round in that span, so hard to envision that happening anytime soon. We got a long way to go.
Poole against Young. And Jalen Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
He didn't have his feet planted.
Team foul.
A 3 off the inbound. And that one's good. Coulibaly. Coulibaly's got 9 points.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout. Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
And the Wizards with another 3.
And his perimeter shooting might be the key to trimming their deficit.
Well, he's doing everything he can to make them competitive. And by everything, I mean draining threes.
Here's Daniels. And it's Coulibaly with a rebound. Coulibaly's got his 5th rebound in this one. Back to Middleton. Just 5 to shoot from the wing. And it's Coulibaly missing. And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They've led by as many as 14. Johnson for 3. That one's good. And it's Young with the assist. Johnson's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Coulibaly. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Hawks lead by 11. Here's Daniels. Off the mark there with a 3. Outside Coulibaly. Here's Champagnie. Off target with the 3. The Hawks have gone cold here in this third quarter. Just 3 of 9. Well, Grant, aside from making the East Finals in 2021, how would you assess Trae Young's teams?
Well, they're always solid offensive teams. But Trae is the type of player that you need to surround with defensive-minded guys, and he hasn't really had that.
Poole, right side. Fires from deep. The rebound by the Hawks.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Picked up by a Kongwu. And Bilal Coulibaly picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Coulibaly, first personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Young. That one's good from the corner. Young's got 5 points now in the quarter.
We see Trae Young's role out there to score and score often.
Here's Poole. Washington again can't hit. Atlanta leading by 13. Young from long range. And it's Coulibaly with a rebound.
Not himself from range right now, but the only way out of this funk is to keep trying.
The Wizards with another miss. And Atlanta shooting just about 33% since this second half started. He drops it from range. Young's got 13 now.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Young way outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Young against Poole. Pass to Coulibaly. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
Back to Okongwu, to the left side wing. From behind the arc. Now Young. Daniels passes to Young. We've got 22 seconds left in the third. The Wizards trail by 13. Poole from long range. The rebound by Atlanta. Okongwu's got his 16th rebound on the night. And a deep three from Young. And it's Young again missing. And Poole launches it from deep. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. A big-time effort for... And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. We've got Marcus Smart, Corey Kispert out there with George. Then it's Rashawn Holmes, and it's Carrington in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Washington right now. Smart for three. Capella with a rebound. Atlanta leading by 13. Niang outside. Fades. Counted from distance.
And you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
I'm not sure what the defense collectively was thinking there. You got to know where he is at all times.
Fires it. It's rebounded by Washington. Holmes has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
And another miss by Washington. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Here's Niang, and Atlanta hits again from deep.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Pass to Carrington. Over Levert. Misses off the right iron.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Smart for three. Hits the trifecta.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
Here's Niang. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Man, the defender really went after him.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Hawks?
Their offensive game plan has been simple. Look to shoot it often from outside the arc. And the results have been outstanding.
You also have to admire the way they've gotten out and run in transition. And they've run wide, they've run their lanes, they've been doing it with a great pace. And that's produced some easy scores. Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
George outside. The 3 ball. Okongwu with the rebound. The Hawks lead by 21. Niang, right side. Launches a 3. Back to Young. Niang outside. 3-pointer. Rejected by George. And so it looks like it'll be Atlanta's ball. And Washington making a change here. Koulibaly's checked in. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. 6 to shoot. Niang. Three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Smart who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Pass to George. Back to Smart. Koulibaly on the wing. Offensive board.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining.
Smart for three.
2 minutes.
Not going to go that time. Okongwu with it, and it's Holmes picking him up. Here's Niang. Puts up a deep three. Kispert with some nice D. Wizards trail by 21. Here's Koulibaly. It's good. Set up beautifully by George.
I think the defense has more concerns out there on the floor, and they give him a good open look from the perimeter.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening. And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Hawks.
They made the most of the extra rebounds tonight. Helped them out a lot.
Yeah, when you look at these teams, they're both great rebounding clubs. And any night, either one could have the advantage on the boards.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Trae Young.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
Young inside, defended by Kispert. From downtown, it's rebounded by Washington. Beyond the arc, gets the three ball to go. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Young with it, guarded now by George. This one for three. Niang, that's good. And the Hawks lead by 15.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
Out to the wing. The three from Rizachet. There's 14 seconds left in the game. Clock at 6. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Washington basketball.
And so it's Atlanta easily grabbing this one. Allie, thank you as always.
But eventually, I'll get there. I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the field. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking bad. all. Greg, we know that both these teams have had a difficult stretch recently and are hoping to turn things around in this one.
Yeah, it's a new opportunity. And Kevin, I expect each side to be hungry and motivated to get this win. And if not, the struggles will continue.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Emmanuel quickly out there with Dick. And it's Ingram at the small forward position. Back to Dick. And here's Barnes for three. Connects from three-point range.
This is a huge part of Scotty Barnes' development. Can he knock down the long ball?
Sarr sets the screen for Poole. Middleton on the wing. From downtown, a shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
And here's Poole for three. Takes a three. The offensive rebound. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And here's Ingram from the arc. Rebounded by the Wizards. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much. Brian Keefe gave me a few minutes to catch up. And their focus on defense, Brandon Ingram. Coach told me Brandon presents unique problems. It's the skill and size combination. You just don't see it too often. Anytime Ingram touches the ball, everyone will be focused on stopping him. Should be a good one tonight, guys.
Thank you, David. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Sarr. No good with the triple. The Raptors have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
Here's Koulibaly. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Barnes with it. Now defended by Sarr. And again, Toronto no up. Barnes has gone 1 of 3 from the field here. In the corner, it's Koulibaly. Kicks it down to Middleton. Puts up a 3. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And that's his game. Middleton knows he's out there to shoot the rock whenever he gets a good look.
Dick can't get it to go. Wizards leading by 3. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. And so here's Toronto.
2 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Pirtle kicks it quickly to end the drought. And it's Ingram missing.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Here's Koulibaly. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Barnes can't get it to go.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
Off target with his 3. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for Toronto. Trailing by 5. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
How about Scotty Barnes getting that jumper off the bounce so quickly the defense can't get there in time.
Here's Koulibaly. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Koulibaly's got 5.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Wizards leading by 5. Pass to Sarr. Barnes against Middleton. Here's Sarr. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
And this is Middleton's game. He's thinking of shooting it even before the pass hits his hand.
And it's Ingram missing. The Wizards shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Middleton can't get it to go. Raptors trail by 7. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Ingram the bucket on the assist by Barnes.
A solid shooter from outside the arc. Ingram is fantastic at realizing when he should take those shots.
Middleton on the wing. The tray. And Pirtle pulls it down. Here's Dick. Still scoreless. The three from Poole. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Well, that's a perfect.
Chris Middleton has been on display for Washington. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more in store for you right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
And the other thing I love, how they're making the extra pass. They're not settling for the first shot. They're going from good to great.
So for Toronto right now, they've got Robinson. Walter out there with R.J. Barrett. And it's Shed in at the point. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Carrington. They get the rebound. Holmes kicks to Kispert. Poked away. Out to the right wing. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Raptors. We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. For three, Barrett. The long distance three is Barrett. Barrett's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Left side, Smart. And it's Kispert in the corner. And the three ball is good. Kispert's got the lead up to 10 now for Washington.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. Launches a three. Mobo with the rebound. Raptors trail by 8. With the shot. Pass to Shed. And here's Barrett. They set the pick. Misses the three.
Well, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
From deep, George, and it's blocked.
Well, you want the activity and the disruptive ability of R.J. Barrett to be on display. It is right there.
Here's Shed. Sinks the triple. Shed's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Pass to Barrett. Lets the three fly. Fires from deep. Drains the three-pointer. Barrett's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Raptors.
Well, Barrett has got to become more consistent, but if he adds consistent three-point shooting, turn the lights out.
For three, Kispert. From the top of the key, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And the Wizards lead by 4. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are one or two of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Kispert finds Smart. There's a good screen. Barrett with the ball. Now guarded by Smart. Here's Walter. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Washington's gotten gold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Toronto with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Smart wide open, he fires. And another miss by Washington. Toronto's gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Barrett, no good. The Wizards with the lead. outside. George. And they're on the break. Here's Walter. Offline with his three. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Smart. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Smart's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, I love that Marcus Smart sprinted into that shot opportunity. You've got to be prepared on the catch, and Marcus was ready. There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
And again, the turnover by the Wizards.
Substitution on the court.
Fires from way outside. And that one released in time, but no good. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Wizards lead by 3. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
They've got Jordan Poole. He's out there with Koulibaly. Sarr out there with Chris Middleton, and it's Champagnie in at the power forward. So that's who Brian Keefe starts the second half with.
You know, anticipation is a huge part of defense, and he played it perfectly right there.
Washington shooting their first free throw this game.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
Pass to Koulibaly. Releases. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Barnes has got his 5th rebound in this one. When you think about Scotty Barnes, Doris, it's amazing how good he already is.
Kev, it's remarkable that he can affect almost every aspect of the game at a high level, meaning he can guard the opponent's best player, but he can also fill up the box score on the offensive end. Points, assists, rebounds, he can do it all.
Raptors trail by 4. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Dick passes to Barnes. Pirtle dishes to Ingram. Shoots the 3. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Dick. Takes the 3. Hits it from 3-point range.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite 3-point shot.
Here's Champagnie, covered by Barnes. Toronto, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Really a slow start offensively. Now Dick over Middleton. Dick can't get it to go. In transition, here come the Wizards. A 3-ball, and it's Chris Middleton with the 3. Middleton's got 11.
You know, a lot of coaches might let you hear it for taking the 3-pointer on the break, but I like the decision there. The D had already collapsed inside.
And there's the foul. It's on Koulibaly. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And here's Ingram from the arc. It's rebounded by Koulibaly. Koulibaly's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Champagnie, defended by Pirtle. Koulibaly, no good. Raptors trail by 4. And there's Dick. That's good on the assist from Pirtle. Dick's got 5 points in the quarter. Champagnie passes to Sarr. Poole with it. Pulls it up. Rebound by the Raptors.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
And a wide open look for Shaw. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. And the Wizards lead by 2. Here's Ingram. Washington with the rebound. Koulibaly's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Middleton for 3. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Barnes has got his 8th rebound here tonight. And the foul called on Alex Shaw. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. 3rd team foul.
1:33 left in the 3rd quarter.
And there's the length of Chris Middleton on full display. Great timing as well.
The 3. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. 1:14 left in the 3rd. Here's Koulibaly. His 3-pointers off the mark. Raptors trail by 5. Lets it go from deep. Hands it from downtown. Barnes has got 5 points now in the quarter.
You've got to keep an eye on Scotty Barnes. I don't care where he is on the floor. This guy an opportunistic scorer.
Pass to Koulibaly. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Dick, and here's Ingram from the arc, and Sarr pulls it down.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Champagny from outside off the mark. The Raptors shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Barnes kicks to Pirtle. On the wing, Barnes. Here's Ingram. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist.
Assisted by
Ingram's got 5 now.
Scotty Barnes.
Puts up a deep 3. He can't hit that time. Chris Middleton has been on display for the Washington Wizards. He delivered 9 points from 3-point range that quarter. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. So for Toronto right now, Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Dick is out there with Emmanuel quickly. And it's Ingram at the 3 spot. Ingram passes to Dick. The 3 from Barnes. Rebound, Washington. They've led by as much as 10. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession.
Remains with Washington.
Wizards leading by 6. Now, here's Poole. Middleton on the wing. Back to Poole. Pass to Koulibaly. The 3-pointer, no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Driving the lane. Here's Poole. It goes straight through with the switch. And now it's an 8-point Washington lead.
You know, he could have looked to score that himself, but in this particular instance, the advantage is playing inside out.
And that one's good quickly.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
And so Poole will bring it up for Washington. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Barnes has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Dick can't get it to go. Washington's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. And Grady Dick gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
to Champagny. To the inside. Takes it down to Middleton. Lets it go with the three. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Pass to Coulibaly. The Wizards working the ball around now. And again, Washington with the triple.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Middleton on the wing from past the arc. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Traps in the tray. And now it's only a 5-point Wizards lead.
Scotty Barnes of the big-time delivery. Big spot, young man. Yes, sir.
Middleton outside. On the wing. Coulibaly. Pass to Poole. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Middleton against Quickly. They get it again. The kick out to Poole. From the arc. That shot off.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Launches it from deep. They get it back. Now Quickly. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Middleton for 3. Another miss by Middleton. Raptors trail by 5. Here's Dick. In the corner, it's Ingram. Hits the three-point bomb.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
Poole gets to Middleton. Pass to Coulibaly. Here's Champagny. For 3, Middleton. Trifecta.
And the pressure just doesn't get to Middleton. In fact, he embraces it, loves the opportunity to take the big shot.
And here we go, the Wizards fast break. Off target from outside.
When you're not in rhythm with the 3-ball, why do you keep firing from there?
Dick. And it's off from 3-point range. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Coulibaly, no good.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
You've got to run a play that's a quick strike. You've got to immediately foul after that.
And it's Ingram missing. Dick with the steal. Pass to Ingram. There's the triple. That one doesn't go. And so it's the Wizards with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final second.
teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Emmanuel Quickly is out there with Grady Dick, and it's Ingram in at the 3. Now here's Quickly. Outside Ingram. 4-3. The offensive rebound. The 3 from Barnes. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Hey, when he's hitting that shot, it really helps the spacing for this team.
Yeah, if you can hit that with regularity, it opens up the floor so much more. Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Down low. On the wing, Grady Dick from the arc. Oh, again, Toronto with a triple.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
Outside Johnson. There's Young with the 3. And it's Young again missing.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
Ingram, the pass to Barnes. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Rizichet. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from deep. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, I did have a chance to talk with head coach Quinn Snyder. We got to talking about Brandon Ingram, and I asked how coach thought they might limit him tonight. Coach told me, well, there's nothing we can do about his size and his length, so we're hoping just to frustrate him and keep him off balance by getting up in his business and contesting shots. Hopefully that plan pans out for them, guys.
Thanks for that, Allie. Daniels, that one's true.
Yeah, a complete offensive player. Daniels can set people up, and he can knock down shots.
Quickly passes to Dick. Quickly with the ball. And here's Ingram outside. That's it. Coming off an assist from Barnes.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Young against Quickly. Young misses.
And he just hasn't been able to get it going this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots. Better selections have to be set up for success.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Here's Daniels. From deep, Johnson. He drops it from range.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Sometimes when you've got that much room, you can't resist doing something special.
Young, the pass to Johnson. Now Okongwu. The 3 is up. Nails it from 3.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
And picked 20th back in 2021, Jalen Johnson might end up being the steal of that draft, Coach.
Well, look, Brian, when we see guys take a big jump like Johnson has, it's usually because they have shot the ball better like he has. He's really blossomed during his 3rd year and still has plenty of room to grow.
Even though he's young, Daniels tends to make the right decisions with the ball in his hands.
Here's Quickly. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. It's on Onyeka Okongwu.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And following off of what you said, they've really done a good job distributing the ball, passing up good shots for great ones.
Dick with a miss. Hawks trail by 4. Jacks up with 3. Trae Young, that's good. Young's got 6.
Watch how Young outsmarts the defense, going for the pull-up jumper when they're unprepared.
Quickly from outside. And again, Toronto no good. The Hawks have gone 6 of 13 so far in this one. Young from long range. Rebound Toronto. For three. Okongwu with the rebound. Young with it. A deep three. And that's not going to go. A big-time effort for Brandon Ingram, providing a lot of energy for Toronto. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. You know, you take a look at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Oh, what a first quarter. You love their willingness to make the extra pass.
Yeah, it's the kind of offense every coach loves to see. Selfless and smart.
So on the floor for Toronto to kick off the second quarter, we've got R.J. Barrett, and it's Mobo in at the 4.
Just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Okongwu. And he can't jam it through. Raptors lead by 3. For 3, Barrett. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got 5 rebounds tonight. Young from long range. Mobo with the rebound. For Toronto, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. The 3 ball. Barrett can't hit. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. VA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Here goes Dre. Over to the left wing. The 3 from Rizachet. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And you see how dangerous Rizachet can be from deep, especially considering how fast his release is.
Barrett can't hit. Atlanta's got 7 of their 16 three-point attempts to go in. There's Young with the 3. Oh, the lethal 3 ball of Young.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Back to Barrett. Lets it go from deep. They get it back. Pass to Shed. Now Young with a steal. And a fast break now for the Hawks. Stolen. Ooh, poked away. And now the Raptors on the break. The 3, Barrett. Knocks it down from distance.
You gotta like the quick decision-making from Barrett. Not even hesitating at all off the catch.
This one for 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Here's Robinson. Here's Mobo. It's rebounded by Rizachet. The Hawks have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. There's Young with the 3. Mobo with the rebound. Mobo's got 4 rebounds in the game. Pass to Young. The 3 is up. Here's Okongwu. Here's Daniels from deep. The kick out to Young. Let's go with a 3. And it's Young again missing.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
And the Hawks going with a whole new group out there.
Substitution on the court.
Outside Barrett. Out to the wing. Walter from outside. First shot won't go. The Hawks shooting only 33%. Not exactly consistent offense. Fires from deep. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Well, clearly some sort of defensive breakdown there. He is not the kind of guy you give room to at the arc.
Pass to Shed. Back to Barrett. 56 seconds left in the second quarter. Takes the 3. That one doesn't drop.
He's cold from distance here in the second quarter. May want to try a different approach moving forward.
Niang with it from downtown. Rebound by the Raptors. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Lobo. Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
And that one is stuffed right through.
B.A., I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. 32 seconds left in the first half. Kicks it out to Barrett. On target from range. Barrett's got 6 here in the quarter.
Yeah, well, passing it inside out is always a good idea. You can usually get your teammate a clean look.
Here's Niang. Drains the triple. Niang's got 6. 12 seconds left in the first half of this one. Outside Barrett. Launches a 3.
There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
Well, these teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got it off in time.
And, of course, they want to make sure it was the right call, but I'm not sure how much it'll impact this game. We'll see.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Atlanta on top, up by 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
They're measuring up the shot.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. We've got Clint Capella. Terrence Mann is out there with George Niang. Then it's Karis LeVert, and it's Bufkin in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta.
You're putting the length to work. Ingram secures the ball and finishes the play strong.
The Raptors with a lead. Quickly from outside. The rebound by Mann. The Hawks shooting 34% thus far in this game. Niang, no good. Toronto's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. And here's Ingram outside. And count it. Now 5 for 7. We'll stand. Every franchise has their guy. What kind of things do you want your franchise player to exhibit?
Well, Brian, here's what people have to understand. The culture of your team is determined by your best player. If you want a hardworking, unselfish, competitive team, that best player, that franchise guy, has to embody those things.
Pass to Ingram. Fires the 3. And the Raptors another 3.
And they're building up steam, getting out in front and trying not to look back.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Here's LeVert for 3. Rebound, Toronto. Barnes has got 5 rebounds in the game. And here's Ingram from the arc. Again, the miss by Ingram. Hawks trail by 7. Coach, when you talk to Ingram's teammates, they always bring up his remarkable work ethic.
Well, Brian, Brandon Ingram works hard. He loves the game. He wants to be great. He spends a lot of his free time studying the game instead of just hanging out and doing other things.
Here's Mann. And Atlanta misses again. Here's Toronto now. They're on an 11-3 run. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offensive transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special. Toronto leading by 7. Outside Dick. Off target from 3-point range. Here's Atlanta with the ball. Niang outside. And the 3 off target.
He just keeps firing from distance. I know he's trying to heat up, but at what cost?
Kept alive. And Atlanta shooting 32% for this game. Not what they're hoping for. Fades back. The shot by LeVert, no good.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking him up from way out there these days. You want guys to stay within themselves.
Niang, no good.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Yeah, Ingram is having a great night so far, playing passionate offense and finding lots of quality looks.
Pass to man. 1:06 left in the third quarter. Toronto leading by 10. Here's Ingram. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Ingram's got 13 points here in the second half alone. And here's LeVert. Capella inside. Covered by Pirtle. Capella inside. He's working on Pirtle. And Capella gets it to go.
Inside, Capella's physical ability makes the difference. He can get vertical, bump with you, whatever it takes. Too much space on the perimeter. There needs to be a little more energy from the defense.
Outside man. Niang outside. It's stolen by Barnes. And now the Raptors on the break. The three. The rebound by Atlanta. 16 seconds left in the third. Pass to Bufkin. Here's Mann. Gets the three to fall. Mann's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Dick gets the bucket.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you...
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Toronto out in front. They lead by 13. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter when we return. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So for the Raptors right now, Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Brady Dick out there with Emmanuel quickly. And it's Ingram in at the small forward position. From deep. And it's quickly with a miss. And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. They trail by 11. The quick look, no good that time. It's tipped. That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one.
It's so easy to get frustrated when you make mistakes, but you have to keep battling.
Yeah, it's definitely a momentum shifter, but it's time to refocus, make smart decisions, and start fighting their way back.
Dick with a miss. For Atlanta, they've gotten just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Daniels, that one's true.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
Here's quickly. The 3 from Barnes. And again, Toronto, no good. Off trail by 8. Young from long range. Ooh, you can't let Young get going from there.
Credit the hard work coming back. They're doing their best to steal this game.
Yeah, look, they've shown great resolve to work their way back into this one, but they're not done yet. They're going to have to grind it out.
And there's the call on Scotty Barnes. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Team seconds.
Here's Young. Pass to Johnson. Puts up a 3. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. The 3 from quickly. Rebounded by Johnson.
At this point, I'm not sure if it's the play calling or the player himself.
Releases. Young can't hit.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
And that one's good. Quickly.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
Puts up a deep three. Young can't hit. Raptors lead by 8. Here's Dick. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Daniels passes to Young. Here's Rizachet. Takes a 3. Rebound Toronto. Pirtle's got a rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Ingram. The rebound by Atlanta. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now. The 3 from Rizachet. And Atlanta misses again.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
The 3 from Barnes. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got 5 rebounds in the game. Young way outside. Oh, the Hawks again cannot hit it. And for the Raptors, they're shooting just 38% for this game so far. And it's quickly with a miss. Hawks trail by 8. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
The shot by Johnson, no good. Now the Raptors with it. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Ingram deciding where to go with it. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. Sinks it. What range from downtown. Ingram's got 16 points here in the second half. Time running out for the Hawks. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points. Here's Young. Puts up a deep 3. Wow! Young from deep three-point territory.
How's that for revenge? You know Young is looking to come right back with a triple of his own.
Might be time for a little different approach. His shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe settling a score with his coach?
Well, if that was one of my players, I'd think about sitting him down right away and letting him think about that.
It's an even 3-on-3 break. Oh, my goodness, it counts!
Did that really go in?
And this is why Young is a go-to guy. He can get it done even under the toughest circumstances. First clean look they have, I mean, they've got to take it.
Yeah, and it basically all comes down to this. If they come away empty here, this one's pretty much over.
Fires the 3, and it's good. And he's brought them within 2 points now.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
For the win! Oh, that shot had a chance, but the all-or-nothing shot. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
Time, but eventually I'll get there. I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mid, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
The talk. Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Jordan Poole is out there with Koulibaly. Then it's Sarr. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Champagnie in at the 4 slot. And here's Young from the arc. Washington with the rebound. Koulibaly with it. There's the 3. Johnson with the rebound. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, Quinn Snyder and I got a chance to talk for a bit. We got to talking about Jordan Poole and how you deal with a player like him. Coach smiled and said, we want to be as disruptive for him as possible. Anything we can do to prevent him from getting into a rhythm, we'll do it. Keeping Poole off balance is the plan here. Guys?
Thank you, David. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with the score, but defense has been non-existent.
The Hawks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Young against Poole. Pass to Daniels. Rizachet with it. Back to Daniels. This one for 3. The rebound by Champagnie. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Okongwu, the pass to Young. For the 3. And the 3 ball is good.
And that's where Young is just so comfortable. He lives well beyond the three-point line.
Middleton outside. Back to Koulibaly. Pass to Champagnie. Now Poole. And right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Shooters shoot. Poole just couldn't let that 3 go unanswered.
Young for three. And again, Atlanta with the triple.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitor.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance. He's not the guy that you want to give a wide-open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
The Wizards with the lead. Champagnie passes to Poole. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Here's Coulibaly. He's covered by Daniels. Atlanta's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Brent Coulibaly got a lot of minutes last season, and it's paid off.
Well, Kevin, I think this guy is hungry. I think he's hungry to prove that he can be an elite wing player in the league. His work ethic is top-notch. And this guy, if he goes at it defensively, can be on those all-defensive teams by the time his career is done.
And so Poole will bring it up for Washington. For three. And again, Washington no good. And the Hawks with possession, trailing by 2. And here's Young from the arc. Again, Young missing. The Wizards shooting a pretty distressing 27% here in the early minutes. Poole with no one around. And the foul called on Alex Saw. That is his first foul of the game.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back. I think there was an angle to get to that ball, but a bit reckless on that play.
Young's gone 2 of 8 from long range here. And there's Poole on the assist by Zaw. Poole's got 6.
And just another weapon that Jordan Poole has in his offensive arsenal.
Atlanta again missing.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
And here's Young, following the three-pointer by Chris Middleton. And Young kicks to Daniels. Pass to Rizachet. Johnson right side. 6 on the shot clock. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
And here's Poole for 3. He can't get that one. And a deep 3 from Young. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Washington with their lead standing at 6. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Love the passing that they displayed at the start of the game. Great ball movement that's opening up some chances without really getting deep into the execution.
So the Wizards 5 right now. We've got George. He's out there with Rashawn Holmes. Smart is out there with Kispert. And it's Carrington in at the shooting guard. LeVert with a wide open look. Capella, great positioning on the putback.
Capella, if we watched him again there, he would be reading where that ball is going, and he positions himself before the ball even comes off.
Now here's Smart. Kispert wide open. He fires. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Hawks trailing. LeVert in the corner. Drills it from outside. LeVert's got his first 3 points of the game.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to earn it.
Here's Carrington. He hasn't made one yet.
It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Nobody near George. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Mano. This is where it can get a little personal.
Yeah, again, you can't take this too far to make it too selfish, but that exchange, that's fun to watch.
Now, here's Capella. LeVert the pass to Niang. Fires away from outside. Rebounded by Holmes. Wizards have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And here's Kispert from the arc. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. And when you watch Kispert, you know, Brent, you can see the aggression he plays with when he's going at the rim.
Yeah, sometimes Corey will surprise you because you know he's a spot-up shooter and you know he's elite at doing that, but he will attack, go in there, and throw his body at guys to create some scoring opportunities.
Here's Niang following the three-pointer by Washington. Capella kicks to LeVert. A second chance effort. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Wizards leading by 4 to the right side. And here's Kispert from the arc. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds here tonight. LeVert from outside. Pass to Mann. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Offensive rebound. Here's Bufkin. Atlanta again missing. Here's Carrington. He's covered by Niang. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Count it.
Good look from the big man as Holmes gets it to the other guy and not forcing his shot.
Mann with it. Guarded now by Kispert. Here's Niang. Buries the long-range jumper. Niang's got 6 in the quarter.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Here's Carrington. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Now here's Smart. No scoring in this one. Holmes kicks to Smart. Out to the right wing. And here's Kispert from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. And now it's a 9-point Wizards lead.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
LeVert the pass to Mann. Back to LeVert. Now Niang. 6 points for him. That one good for 2. Niang's got 8.
Well, that's a needle in the haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
Pass to Holmes. George with the ball. Smart, wide open. He fires. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The 3. It's hauled in by George. Here's Washington now. They're on a 14-5 run. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Hawks. Here's Mann. LeVert kicks to Niang. It could go. Count it! He caught it!
That's how you do it. Stay patient. Wait for the...
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You know, Brent, the Wizards had a very tough 23-24 campaign, didn't they?
Very difficult. for everybody, their fans, their ownership, and their coaching staff, which changed last year. Just 15 wins, a record low for a very proud. Washington franchise. Their offense struggled, their defense was 28th. On the bright side, a lot of minutes went to their younger players, so it's going to be another year of development in Washington.
Niang out there with Terrence Mann. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Pumpkin in at the point. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. The Hawks trail by 4. Smart with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Now, here's Holmes. Defended by Mann. And here's Kispert from the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. Kispert's got 6.
Zero defense. You can't let a good shooter have the wide open 3.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Here's Buffkin, guarded by Smart. Clock at 6. And it's LeVert missing. Wizards leading by 7. Now here's Kispert. He's got 6. Launches it. And again, Washington with the triple. The Hawks shooting a terrible 27% from the floor. Boy, an off night for them, to say the least. It's LeVert on the wing. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender. But the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Here's Niang. Bangs home the trifecta. 14 points for him.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
Well, he's doing everything he can to make them competitive. And by everything, I mean draining threes.
Here's Buffkin, guarded by Smart. Pass to LeVert, beyond the arc. Washington with the rebound. Holmes got rebound number 7 for him tonight. The Wizards with another miss.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Mann passes to Niang. Here's the 3. Rebound. Wizards leading by 7. And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.